Hello, I'm Dale from the British Bushcraft School, and today I'm going to give you some tips on survival. Right, I'm going to show you how to make a slingshot. First of all, I'll take you through all the bits and pieces you need to make a slingshot. There's a number of different materials you can use for the actual power bands. Just two I've got here. One is inner tube, which I've cut up, and another is specifically made power bands for a slingshot. Also, we've got dental floss, a knife, and a saw. You also need to find a suitable piece of wood to create your slingshot with. So I've got my saw, and I think I've got something behind me that might be useful. I've got here, this is hazel, because I'm in a hazel woodland. And if you look in the tops of the branches, you can bend them down quite easily. You'll see where it forks off here, and what you need is a forked branch where the forks are pretty much the same size. And you need to cut a section out of here to make your slingshot with. I'm going to take my saw, open it up, and I'm going to make a cut about here to cut this end off. Now when I'm cutting with this saw, I want it to be safe. If you cut quite vigorously with a saw, it could jump out and slice your hand here. One way to limit this is to put your finger on the top like that, because the top is completely safe, and that way it stops your saw jumping out. So I'll start cutting slowly and gently, let the weight of the saw do the work, and eventually that will fall off like that. Now I need to take this off here and here. I can do the same again, but there's less tension on it, so if I needed to, I can now cut with my arm across like that, if you feel more comfortable doing that, because some people feel a bit uncomfortable when their hands and fingers are near a saw, so better like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up probably about an index finger's length on each side. It's got to be the same on each side, and I'm just going to put in a little nick with my knife like this, there, and I'm going to do the same on this one here, like this. There you go, just carving in here like this, make a little stop cut, then carve up to it just to knock out the fibres. So that's roughly about level. Then what I need to do is carve some recesses on either side where those marks are, so the bands will wrap around the wood itself and doesn't have to go around the full circumference, so it goes through and narrow a bit, therefore making it fit tighter. So I'll just carve those in now. Okay, so I've carved in the two recesses here and here where the power bands are going to be located. I now need to cut these to length, so I'm just going to cut them off about 1/2 centimetre above each one. So I use my Laplander saw for this. Going to place the wood between my legs and grip it. Place the saw there, again putting my finger on top of the saw, making sure my thumb is out the way underneath. Okay, we've now come to the point where we need to lash the power bands onto the forked stick. Now I'm going to use dental floss for this, but there's a really important knot that you need to know for this, and I'm going to show you how to tie it with some thicker cord like this, because it would be a bit difficult to see with dental floss. It's a knot called the Constrictor Knot. Basically, you take your piece of cord, make a loop in it like this. Once you've got that loop, take this piece here, pass it underneath, this part here, and over the top. You see how the two flip together to make a constrictor knot, which is a really tight non-slip knot. So that's your constrictor knot. I'm now going to lash the power bands onto the wood using dental floss. About 1 inch of the power band, and bend it over like that, and I'm going to make a constrictor knot and put it around this here. So I'll do that with a dental floss. This is quite a fiddly job. This dental floss is so thin, but the great point about it is that it's really strong. There we go, so I've made a constrictor knot there. I'm going to fold about 1 inch of the power band over, put that around, hold one end in my teeth, slide it into where I need it, and then pull it up. Now once you've done that, because dental floss is waxed and is a little bit slippy, although the constrictor knot is a really good knot, it does have a tendency to come undone when being used with dental floss. It's still the best knot for the job, but you need to put a little overhand knot on top like that just to reinforce it. Then you've got your loop like this, which can then stretch over one of the forks like that. There we go, that's the slingshot done. And that's how to make a slingshot.